Will the United States Supreme Court revisit the issue of same-sex marriage? I'm going to break it all down for you. My name is Taylor Bruck. I'm a news anchor and reporter in Ohio. So basically what's happening, the United States Supreme Court is expected tomorrow, Friday, November 7th, to decide whether it will take up a case that would impact the future of same-sex marriages. So back in 2015, the United States Supreme Court made a landmark ruling in Obergefell versus Hodges, which legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. But shortly after that decision, a county clerk from Kentucky named Kim Davis, she made national headlines when she refused on religious grounds to issue marriage license to a gay couple. Well, that gay couple sued Kim Davis, saying that she violated their constitutional right to marry. Davis argued that issuing a marriage license would have violated her right to freely exercise her religion. So this legal battle has taken years. It has involved lawsuits. Davis even went to jail for about 5 days at one point for contempt of court. And of course, these appeals that continue to this day. So Davis has lost all appeals in lower courts, including in the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit earlier this year. This makes her liable for nearly $360,000 in damages and legal fees to the same-sex couple that she denied the marriage license to back in 2015. But Davis continues to push back. She came to the Supreme Court this past summer asking the justices to review the Sixth Circuit's decision. Davis's attorneys are also now asking the court to use her case as a vehicle to overturn Obergefell versus Hodges, which legalized same-sex marriage nationwide. I spoke with the executive director of the nonprofit Equality Ohio, Dwayne Stewart, who said the Supreme Court will review her request just like the thousands of requests that they receive. So this is not out of the ordinary. However, if the court denies review, that means all of the lower court's rulings against Kim Davis will stand and the Obergefell precedent will remain. If the courts grant review, that means that the case would be scheduled for oral arguments. It would be a long legal battle ahead. And let's say Kim Davis eventually won, Obergefell maybe happens to be overturned. That would mean that the states would once again be allowed to ban same-sex marriage. So let's say, for instance, in Ohio, where there's a constitutional ban on same-sex marriage currently, if that nationwide protection went away, in states like Ohio, no new same-sex couples would be allowed to get married. That's all hypothetical, though. We'll know more soon. An announcement on whether the court will deny or grant the review could come as soon as Monday, November 10th. I hope that helped. Follow along for more. We'll have updates on SpectrumNews1.com as well as my social media. And thank you for being here on YouTube. This is where I post my more in-depth coverage of what I learned through my stories and, the news of the day. So be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you in the next one.